Okay, remember this is very important thing. If you have a linear graph, you can make that graph equation of that graph into this format. It must be made to this format. Now, for example, we have discussed now in the part 1, this one, right? That book example, it was y equal 3x, right? Now, you need to understand this m represent gradient. Now you know what is the meaning of gradient. It depends according to the situation, what the thing they discuss in this graph, what the connection they represent that equation. So gradient and y-intercept, right now. So when you make any linear graph equation into this format, this represent gradient, this represent y-intercept, right? This is m mean gradient here, right? The m represent gradient and c represent y-intercept. And keep mind, any equation, doesn't matter if it is a linear graph, you can make that equation into this format. Right now, you will confuse. Okay, now here gradient we have what the value with x here, what the value with x, or we can call as coefficient of x, that is the gradient. Right now, this x coefficient is 3, so you will know this is the gradient, 3 is the gradient. But what is the c? Okay, y-intercept. Here y-intercept is c. Someone can write like this way, but we not write if it is 0, right? You don't need to write if it is 0, so you can forget it, right? This one. Now here y equal 3x plus 0. That's the equation here. So we write just y equal 3x, right? Here gradient is 3, c is or y-intercept is 0. That's the reason. The second example what we discussed, that was y equal x plus 3, right? That current bill example. In that, here what the coefficient of x? Here there's no number, that means 1. So that's why in this example gradient is 1, c is y-intercept is 3. Sorry, 5. We got 5 now there, right? Normally we discuss what the monthly rental like that, right? $5 like that. Okay, now you have to check that video. If you're not checking, please check that video. Now this is y-intercept, right? This is gradient. Now that means any equation of a linear graph, you can make to this format, right? Now for example thing, if you got like this way, 2y plus 4x equals 6, right? 4x equals 6. Now don't think this 4 is the gradient, it's wrong, right? I will discuss this in later. Now this is you have to make to this format, otherwise you can't tell what is the gradient, right? You need to make y as subject. Now here not y subject, here 2y plus 4x, not y subject. You must make to y subject, and then what the value with x, that is the gradient. The normal number, this one, that is the y-intercept, right? Keep mind that here basic idea you need to remember, if it is a linear graph, you can make to this format. Now let's see focus how to draw a graph when they give a equation. Now we have equation, right? This equation thing, y equal to x plus 1. They give the equation, they ask to draw the graph for this one. This is a linear graph, because this is in that format, what the y equal mx plus c, in that format. So this must be a linear graph, right? Then how to draw this? Okay, this is the idea. Now this is linear graph, no? So that's why check whether they give a range for x values. Normally for the x they will give this kind of range, or sometimes they tell in word, like this way. Sometimes they will tell like 2 minus 2 to, right, plus 2 or plus 3, like this kind of range. Then for the x you can get, that means for the x-axis you need to get these values -2 to +3. You know no x-axis, this -2 to +3, that value. Or if they not tell any range for x, for the x what are the value you could get, they not tell, then you can get as your wish, you can get any values. Normally if it is a linear graph, if you get 3 value for x, that's enough. Then you can find corresponding y value, that means both together we can call as coordinate. That 3 coordinate enough, 3 points coordinate normally, right? Okay, now we need to find coordinate. Coordinate mean that when you have a graph, right, on that graph, now like this way, when you have a graph, this point coordinate, this point x value and y value. Now in here they give only x value. What are the x value you can get? Like this, right here. Anyway, now let's see, try to draw this one. Now think they not tell any value to get this kind of range, they not give. Now I need to draw this one. Okay, this is the idea. I will make a table for x and y values, right? Like this. Simply I will explain x and y. Here I will get 3 value has I prepare. Now I will get here 1 2 3, right? You can get any value. These are the value for x. Now you need to find what the corresponding y value. When x equal 1, what is the y value, right? This is the idea. I will write this equation, y equal 2x plus 1. Now x replace with this value, x value, and I need to get the y value. Then you need to get the y value, right? Now here y 2, here into, no, when you have number and letter, there's no sign, mean that is multiplication. Here multiplication. For the x I need to replace this x value, but the 1 plus 1. So here will be 2 into 1 2, 2 plus 1, that will be 3. Now x value is 3. So that's why if x is 1, if x is 1, y will be 3. So I need to write here 3. That means like this way, right? When x equal 1, when x equal 1, y will become 3, right? This one, this point coordinate, like that, right? And like that I need to find other, when x equal 2, what the y value. So I will do it here. What the no, okay, I will do it here, right? I will write again same equation, y equal 2x plus 1. Now for the x I need to replace 2, because I need to find when x equal to what the y value, right? That's why I will replace this x with 2. 2 into x, x also 2 here, so plus 1. Now 2 into 2 4, 4 plus 1, it will become 5, right? So y will become 5, like that. Actually when you need to draw a linear graph, 2-point coordinates enough, like this way. But if you need to draw it correctly, more correctly, right, accurately, you need to try to get 3 points coordinate, like 3 values. That means 3x value corresponding y value also. Now here again I will get the third one also. So what I need to do, I will write here equation again, y equal 2x plus 1, right? Now here what I will do, again same way, x replace with 3, 3 plus 1, 2 into 3 6, 6 plus 1, that means 7, right? Here y is 7, so that means here y is 7. Now I make the table. Now here this mean table mean these are coordinate, right? Like now here this point coordinate is x is 1, y is 3. This point coordinate x is 2, y is 5, like that. These are coordinates, so I will write as coordinate y here, sorry, 1 comma 3. This is a 1 coordinate, right? Then this one, what the 2 comma 5, that's a 1 coordinate. Then again this one I will write down 3 comma 7. These are the 3 coordinate. You need to mark these 3 coordinate on Cartesian plan on the grid, and then just join those 3 points, right? Now I will do that. Okay, now if you need to draw the graph, now you have here Cartesian plan. This is the grid, right? I draw it. Now these are the coordinate. No, these are the coordinate. Now you need to mark these coordinate on this Cartesian plan. So here first one 1, 3. No, x value is 1, y value is 3. So here x value is 1, y value should be 3, like this point. When you consider this point, look, from this point, if you go to directly perpendicularly to the x-axis, it will be x value is 1, y value, if you go to y value like that, it will be 3, right? So x is 1, y is 3, like that way. So this is the 1 point. I will mark next one, 2, 5, 2, 5. So 2 till 5 here. Now at this point, if you check from this point, right, if you go to x-axis, it will be 2. If you go to y-axis, it will be y value will be 5. So this is the next point. Like that, you need to mark other point also, and then you have to join. So I will mark that point also. Here will be 7, right? 3, x is 3, x 3, y is 7. Right now I need to join these 3 points using ruler. Right now this is a linear equation, no, that's why, right, join like this. Right now this is the graph. Now you can name this as what the y equal, right, y equal 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1, like that. That's the graph we draw. Another thing also you need to know about graph, this very simple idea. Now think, if you have this way line, right, this way, this one, this also a graph, this one, this is also linear graph, but this is this way, what the, here what the value, sorry, this is cut the x-axis. No, it should be not y, it should be x. It cut the x-axis, right? It parallel to y-axis. It look like y-axis, but we name this one equation, we write like this. What the, this line cut the x-axis. No, remember that way, x-axis. So x equal 3, right? If it is cut, it go through like this way, right? For x-axis cut through the 5. So this will be, this one we call as x equal 5, like that. Remember, it's very simple idea, right? Now same way, if you have like this way line, right, horizontal line, like this way, horizontal one, right, like this way. Now what is this one, how we name this? Is cut the y-axis. No, so we call y equal, where it cut 3. No, so that's why y equal 3, right, like that. Those also very important thing. Remember, it will help you to understand some questions. So remember those also. Okay, now let's consider this type of question. What the, sometime they will give x value or y value, then they ask the corresponding other one. That means for example, they will give x value, then they ask the y value, or sometime they give the y value and then they ask the x value of that. Now that depend how to do this according to the situation. Sometimes they give the graph and then they ask this question, or sometimes they give the equation and then after they ask this thing, right? Now that means if they give x value, you need to tell what the y value. They tell find the y value when x equal this, or sometimes find the x value when y equal this, like that. Now let's consider that type of question. Now for example thing, let's consider this question. What the, when x equal to what the y value, when x equal to what the y value. Okay, if you have graph, it's very simple, you can find, because here is our graph, here is the this graph. Now x equal to mean here. No, x equal to, now go to here, x equal to, now you need to find according to that what the y value. So x equal to, here go to directly to your graph like this, and then go to the y-axis directly, that means perpendicularly, right, like this. Okay, now here 5. So that's why when x equal to y equal 5, you can give like that your answer, right? But now let's see, consider if you have no graph. Think now like this way, you have no graph, right? There's no graph. Now how to find the y value, right? Here is our answer. Now they give only equation. Here we do like this, but write the equation y equal 2x plus 1. Now when x equal y is 5, right? When x equal y 5, we have that answer. Now think we need to get it again with the equation. What we should do for the here this multiplication, no, 2 into x, this is 2x mean like that, 2 into x mean 2, right? We replace the x value here, we substitute normally. So here what the answer, check, 2 into 2 4, 4 plus 1, it will be 5. We will get the same answer. Now y equal 5. That's the situation you will have sometime. Keep mind, they give one of this x or y, then they ask the other one, right? They give x, then they ask y, or sometimes they give y value, then they ask the x value. Okay, let's do another one. Now think this question, what there, if they give you when y equal 3, find the x value, right? When y equal 3, find the x value. Okay, go to here. Like if you have graph, very simple, go to y3, because now they tell when y equal 3, find the x value. So go to y3, y-axis 3, and directly go to perpendicular, go to your graph, this one, and then again perpendicularly come to x-axis like this. Okay, very easily you can find what the x value. Now again I will tell, now they tell what the find x value when y equal 3. So when y equal 3, no, go to y-axis 3, and then directly go to like this to your graph, and then come to x-axis like this, perpendicularly. Then you will have here what the corresponding x value. Here x equal 1. So we can write what the when, right, when y equal 3, x equal 1. Okay, let's see, find the same answer using equation, our equation, this one, right? Now I will write the equation here. But there we have, right, now think we have no graph, right? Like earlier, let's say think we have no graph now, right? We need to find when y equal 3, what the x value. So we write the equation again, what the y equal 2x plus 1. Now at this time they tell y value, no, so that's why you have to substitute for the y this value, but the y replace with 3 equal to x plus 1 like this. Now you have to slow this and you can get x value. Let's see, find here 1 bring to here, we need to keep x alone, no, so plus 1 bring to here, so it will be 3. Here already there was 3, plus 1 when you bring to here, it will be minus 1. Here just 2x. Then here 3 minus 1 mean 2. Here 2x. Both sides you need to divide by 2, no, to find x. So here also divide by 2. So what the x value we will get? X equal, here 2 divide 2 mean 1. Okay, we get the correct answer, no. Here we have when y equal 3, x is 1. Same way, if you have no graph and we have equation, then we have to substitute that y value to the equation, then we can find what is the corresponding x value, like this, right? So keep mind, this is the method. When you have x or y value, you can find the other one, but it depends according to the situation. Sometimes you have graph, sometimes you have no graph, just you have equation. So at the situation you have to think how to do it. When you have graph, it's easy. When you have equation, you have to do some work and you can find the other one. Okay, find the gradient when you have equation, right? Now for that, now for example think like this way, right? Now think you have this way equation 2y equal 6x 6x minus 4. Now if you thought this 6 is the gradient, it's wrong, right? Normally we tell in our format what the y equal mx plus c, we call that format, no, y equal mx plus c. Now this is the gradient, so that's why 6 is the gradient, like that. If you thought, it's wrong, because this equation not in this format, right? Not in this format, because here you can see y, only y here we have 2y. So this equation not in this format, you have to make to this format first of all, then you can tell what is the gradient, right? Normally you can't tell, keep mind, don't tell what the value with x that has gradient, you have to make to this format, right? What we can do to remove this 2, very simple, divide by 2, all the terms divide by 2, then here you will get just y equal 3x minus 2. Okay, now you can tell this is the gradient, 3 is the gradient. Okay, right, keep mind like that. When you have an equation, if you need to find the gradient, you have to make to this format clearly, only y should be here, right? Y equal mx plus c, in this format you must make, and then what the value with x, that will be the gradient. Now I will get another example. Now think here you have 3y minus 1 equals 6x. Now what we should do, bring this minus 1 to this side, right? And keep here 3y, and here 6x minus 1, when you bring to here it will be plus 1, right? Now you have to divide this all by 3. Here we need to make y alone, no, so 3 you need to remove, so that's why divide by 3. Here also divide by 3, here also divide by 3, so 3 cut here. Here will be just y, here will be 2x. How many 3 are there? And 3 1. How many 3 are there? And 6 2, like that, 2x. And here you can't divide, so just keep 1 over 3. So here this is the gradient, like that, right? Now if you need to, okay, I will show you another example here, right? Here think like this. If you have y over 2, here you have x plus 1. Now even here, not here, x with the x coefficient of x is 1. So if someone thought 1 is the gradient, it's wrong. You need to make only y has the subject. So here y divide by 2, no, so that's why if you need to remove this 2, you have to multiply by 2. Here this term multiply by 2, this one also multiply by 2, this one also multiply by 2, then this 2 to this 2 cut. Here will be just y, here 2 into x, 2x, and 2 into 1, just 2. Okay, now you can tell this is the gradient, 2 is the gradient of this equation, like that. Keep mind, when you have equation or function, if you need to tell gradient, you must make to this format first of all, and then you can tell what is the gradient. Gradient is value with the x, right? Okay, now let's see discuss when we have graph, how to find the gradient, right? Now we have just graph, right? You need to find the gradient, right? So actually there's two methods, but I will explain later the second method. Now first one, right, this is the best method as I think, right? Now what you need to do, choose 2-point coordinate. Any 2 point you can choose, doesn't matter, any 2 point, and get the coordinate of that 2 point. Now for example, now I will choose this one. This is the this one, this is coordinate is 2, x value is 2, y value is 5, like that, right? This one I will choose. Now you can choose any point, right? Now if, for example, if you can choose here this one, but the problem is don't get this type of point, because why? Now think here, if you get this, y value is okay, it's integer, it's a whole number, this one 6, but when you go to the x-axis, you will have point value, that means 2 point something, not the integer. So that's why don't get this type of point, but you can get any 2 point, doesn't matter, right? Now I will get this point coordinate, what there, it is 2 and 5, 2 and 5. So we will write normally coordinate x value first and y value second, 2, 5. That's the coordinate of that point, right? This one, 2 comma 5, 2 comma 5. Then I will get another point like that. Okay, this one, right? This one, this is what the coordinate of this point. X value is 1, y value is 3. So I will write that also. X value is 1, y value is 3, like this, right? Then you need to remember this formula, what the gradient, or we can call as m, right? M, normally in that format, what the y equal mx plus m in gradient, no? So you can write gradient or m equal this formula, what the y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. This formula you must remember for the to find the gradient, and this is very important formula regarding linear graph. Okay, now you can see here y1 minus y2. That means from this y value subtract this y value, or from this y value subtract this y value. Doesn't matter. You can choose either this from this or this from this. Doesn't matter. Now I will write, okay, gradient equal, right? From this y value, I will subtract this one. It says 5 minus 3. From this point coordinate, from this coordinate y value, I will subtract this one y value. So 5 minus 3. So you need to follow the same order. From this x value, you need to subtract this x value. Not this way. From this one. That means 1 minus 2, wrong. You need to put 2 minus 1, because here also we use that order, no? From 5 we subtract 3. So same order. From 2 you need to subtract 1. So 2 minus 1. That's why we put this way. Otherwise you can just tell y minus y. Here y1 minus y2. Then here also must be x1 minus x2. Right, now here you need to think, this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, right? This is y2, like that, right? That's the idea now here, right? Then what the answer here? 5 minus 3 mean 2, right? 2 minus 1 mean 1. So 2 divide 1 mean it is 2. So gradient is 2, right? That's the idea. This way you can find the gradient, right? But there's another way also. This is I will not prepare much, but this is the idea actually, right? Now you have to draw a right angle triangle for your graph, your line here, this one. Now like this I will draw here, right? Like this I will make a right angle triangle. Right angle triangle mean you need to make your graph must be the hypotenuse. That means here is the right angle, no? Right angle. So in front of right angle, this should be your graph, hypotenuse. Like this, according to you, you can make a small right angle triangle or bigger, like this way. Doesn't matter. Small one or bigger one. But only rule here must be this hypotenuse must be your graph. Then you must make a right angle triangle. Then this height, this length, this height divided by this width, right? Here 5, here 3, no? So 5 minus 3, 2. This one 2. This length is 1. You can measure this height using this small box or this bigger one. If you consider bigger box, here 2. 2 divide here how many box? 1. So 2 divide by 1. Again you will get the same gradient. Or if you use this small box, doesn't matter. Here you have 10, here you have 5. So 10 divide 5, again you have 2. Like that you can use, you need to draw a right angle triangle. You can use any. Now like this way. This also work. Like this. Like you need to make anyhow right angle triangle and use the right this height divided by this width, or we call normally run and rise. This is the rise, this is the run, like that. We learned earlier, right? Anyway, keep mind this one. This is the best way to, if you know 2-point coordinate, you can find the gradient. If you have graph, find 2-point coordinate and use this formula to get the gradient. Okay, now let's see thing. When you have 2-point coordinate, how to find the gradient. Now this is not some different, like earlier we did, we can do the same way. right? We have 2-point coordinate. Now earlier there was a graph, no? So using that graph you can find the any 2-point coordinate. Use that 2-point coordinate to find the gradient. But here you can't use any 2-point. What the 2-point they given, you need to use that 2-point coordinate. Now for example, think here, if they give like this way, what the 5 comma a, now they will tell a point coordinate is 5 comma 7, and b point coordinate, or some later they will tell b point coordinate is 3 comma 1. Like this 2-point coordinate they will give, and then they ask from you what is the gradient. So you need to use the same formula, right? We will write m, or gradient equal, right? Gradient equal y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2, right? Now like I did earlier, this is x1, this is y1. You can think like that way, huh? Here x2, here y2, or you can put here x1 y1, then here x2 y2, like that, huh? It's up to you. Right, now you need to apply the value. Now here I will use 7 minus this y1 minus y2. So 7 minus, here y value is 1. Same procedure, right? Here x value is 5, here x value is 3, right? Then you can get the answer. 7 minus 1 means 6. 5 minus 3 means 2. So 6 divided 2 means 3. Here gradient is 2. Gradient is 3. Like that you can find the gradient when you have 2-point coordinate. But this is not different, same way like we did earlier when you have graph. But in a graph, when you have, you can choose any 2-point, but here you must use this 2-point coordinate. Okay, now think sometime they will give like this. They give equation, and then they ask from you what is the intercept of that uh, graph, or that function, right? Now they can ask intercept in situation when they give equation, when they give graph, and when they give 2-point coordinate. I will discuss that all three methods. Now first let's discuss when they give equation, how to find the y-intercept. And you know now what is the y-intercept mean and how much it's important, like that. Okay, now let's get the same equation we used earlier. 2y equals 6x minus 4. If someone told this minus 4 is the y-intercept, it's wrong, right? Because this is not in that format. Remember, like I told you, when you find gradient, right? Here also you need to make to that format, what the y equal mx plus c. So this is not like that, because here we have 2y now. You need to make only y. So what we should do, this one, to remove these two, we can divide equation by any letter, no? So this side I will divide by 2. So this side also I need to divide by 2. This side means this all the terms, right? This one and this one I need to divide by 2. So here you will get y equal to cut. How many 2 are there in 6? 3, no? Right? Here 3. So it will be 3x. 3x. Here 4 divided 2 mean 2. Okay. Now you can call minus 2 is the intercept of this equation, right? C equal minus 2. Very important, write with the sign, minus, or I mean negative 2, like that. Okay, let's get another equation. Now if you got the second one, for the 3y minus 1 equals 6x. Now here also you need to make to that format. What the, right here 3y 6x minus 1 bring to this side, so it will be plus 1, right? If we pass the equal sign now, so it must be plus 1. Now still not, this plus 1 is the intercept. This is not the y-intercept. What we should do, because here still we have 3y, so I need to divide by 3 here. So this one also divide by 3, this one also divide by 3. Now 3 to 3 cut. Here how many 3 are there in 6? It is 2. Here you can't divide, you can divide, this will be decimal answer, so don't need to divide, keep like this. So your answer will be y equal, here 2, no? So 2x, here let's we write 1 over 3. So here this is the y-intercept. That means here your answer will be, what the C will be 1 over 3, or just plus 1 over 3, like that. That's the idea, right? When you have equations, you need to make the y that y equal mx plus c, that format, and then after you need to tell what is the y-intercept. Now for example, if you have this type of equation, for example, think y equal 2x 2x, they not tell anything here. Think just y equal 2x, y equal 2x. Then keep mind c is 0. At this time c will be 0. That's why they not write here any y-intercept. That means this graph go through the origin, that means to the 0, right? I will discuss that when we discuss graph, how to find y-intercept when we have graph. Now here keep mind, when you have equation, you need to make to first of all into y equal mx plus c, that format, and then you can tell what is the y-intercept. Now think, when you have graph, how to find y-intercept. This is very simple, right? So that's why I this very simple one. Now look, when you have graph, check your graph where meet the y-axis, where cut down the y-axis. Now when you have this graph, for example, think this graph cut the y-axis at 1. That means where this graph and y-axis meet, your graph, this one, this your line and y-axis meet, at that point y value is the y-intercept, or we can call as c, right? Here y-intercept, here y value is 1, no? So that's why here y value is 1, so that's why y-intercept is c. C is how much? It's 1. Y is 1, right? When you write y equal mx plus c, c will become 1 for this equation. Now okay, let's we consider another graph, right? Now for example, think if you got like this way graph, right? Now here when you see this graph, you can't find what is the y-intercept first, but if you increase this graph, right, if you increase this graph till to meet y-axis, like this, right? Now here we have this graph, no, right? Right, normally you need to use pencil, right? I will here I will increase. Now look, right? Okay, here is the graph, right? Now you can see when I increase this one, right, like this, now it meet y-axis at -2. This our graph cut the y-axis at -2. Our graph and y-axis meet at this point. At this point y value is what? -2. So that's why for this graph c is or y-intercept is -2. It's like that. It's very simple one, right? If they tell to you when you have graph to find y-intercept, it's very simple, right? Okay, now let's we discuss when you have 2-point coordinate, how to find the y-intercept, right? First of all, I need to explain something before that. Now like this. Now here 2-point coordinate, this is 1-point coordinate, this is another point coordinate. These 2 point they get, when you have this way graph, this point like this point coordinate, and something else like this another point coordinate, like that, no? Now before that, focus this one. This point coordinate is what? This point coordinate, this will be x value will be 0, y value will be -2, right? This point coordinate is 0, -2. Now for example, if I wrote here, it will be 0, -2, sorry, 0, -2, like that, 0, -2, right? 0, right? 0 comma -2, y value will be -2. Now here gradient, actually y-intercept, sorry, not the gradient, y-intercept will be -2. right? Again check other equation, other graph which we draw, like this one, even here when you consider here this point, this is the y-intercept point. At that point, coordinate check. Here x value is 0, y value is 1. That means here coordinate will be 0 plus 1, like this. Then here y, this is the y-intercept. Earlier this was y-intercept. So that's why keep mind, if they give 2-point coordinate to you, 2-point coordinate, and asks the y-intercept, you need to find y-intercept. Check if you have one coordinate, 1-point coordinate, x value is 0, like this, x value is 0, then definitely y value is the y-intercept. If you have like this way, this is the coordinate, this is the coordinate no of a 1 point. Now at that point x value is 0, then you can tell y is the, this y value is the y-intercept, like that. Definitely you don't need to do any working, otherwise you have to do more working to get y-intercept, right? So that's why keep mind, first of all, when you have 2-point coordinate and you must get y-intercept, checking whether you have this type of coordinate. One in a one coordinate they give here x has 0, then you can tell definitely y is the y-intercept, this value is the y-intercept. But for example here, look now, right now here they give 2-point coordinate, and there's no that type of situation. X is here 1, here x is 4. If you have x is 0, then you can tell y is the y-intercept, but here you can't tell. So here you have to do some working, right? Now I will show you doing that working, right? First, find the gradient, right? M equal y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Now you know this working, so I will do it quickly. Here y1 I will thought this one, right? I will think this one, 9 minus 3. Here y value is 3, no? Then from here x value we subtract here x value 1. So here will be 9 minus 3 means 6. 4 minus 1 mean 3. So 6 divided 3 mean it is 2. Now gradient is 2. We need to find the gradient first, and then we write our format. What the y equal mx plus c, no? Our format. Now we know m, now we know, right? M is 2. So m replaced with 2. 2x plus c. Still we don't know c. Get to c, what we need to do, one of this coordinate, I mean this coordinate or this coordinate, x value and y value we have, no? That both value replace here x and y, right? This x and y, x with x value, y with y value replace. You can choose any coordinate, this point coordinate or this point, this one. It's okay, any one you can use, right? Now I will use this one, right? You can use even this one, you can check using this also. Now here for the y I will write this y value, for the x I will write this x value, right? For the y I need to put 3, right? Okay, I will do it here, right? For the y I need to put 3. Okay, I will write same equation again like this. Now we have for the y I will put this y value 3, 2 here into x mean 1, this x 1, then plus c. Now I need to find c, so here will be 3, here 2 into 1, 2 plus c, right? Now 2 I will bring to here, so here will be 3 minus this plus 2, no? Here when I bring to here it will be minus 2 equal c. Now 3 minus 2 mean 1, so here what the y-intercept, it is 1, right? So like that you have to find. If you have no this type of situation, but the x value is 0, then you can tell no, y is the y-intercept. But if there's no like, then you have to do this way, find the gradient first and write the equation with the gradient, and then after x and y replace with one of this coordinate. Here what the x value for that, for the x put x value, for the y put y value, and then find c is what. That's the method you have to use for the to find the y-intercept, right? Okay, now think, sometime they will give graph to you, and then they ask find the equation of this graph, right? This one. Now here they already draw the graph, right? You will have this type of situation. What we should do now, normally I think now you need to know, because why? You know when you have graph how to find the gradient and also y-intercept. Then if you know y gradient and y-intercept, just use the format of linear equation, what the y equal mx plus c, and you can write the equation. But still I will show you how to do it, right? First, like we did earlier, find the gradient of this, right? I will get easy point, easy 2 points, right? Here, this one, this is easy. These are not clear, these are decimal answer. Now for example, if you come to find y value of this, it will be decimal, 1 point something at this point, right? Like that. So this point is clear. Here x value is -5, y value is +4, so I will get that point, this point coordinate, right? This point coordinate, right? It easy. So it will be x value will be -5, y value will be 4, right? Like this point coordinate. Again, let's see, find another one, easy one, right? This is not clear. Here x is not clear, that's the thing. Y is 0 but x is not. Then when you come to here, okay, now this point is again clear one, this one, because here x value 0, directly you need to go to the axis you need. Now here if you need to find x value, you need to go to directly to the x-axis, so it will be 0. Y value, you don't need to go anywhere because you are on the y-axis, so here y value is -2. That's like that. Now here, what the coordinate, this point coordinate, it will be x value will be 0, y value will be -2, right? Like that. Then now you need to find the using these 2 point, you need to find the gradient, right? Let's see, find the gradient, right? Gradient, or we can call m, right? How to find? Write the equation y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Now here, from y value subtract y value, from x value subtract x value. So I will write here 4 minus, this also minus value, no? So I need to write within the bracket -2 over, from this x value here -5 subtract, here x value is 0, right? Like that. Then what will be the answer here? 4 minus into minus, when you have bracket like this, minus into minus, it will become plus. So here +2. Here -5 minus 0 mean you don't need to care about 0, so just -5. Here value will be 4 plus 2 means 6. Here will be -5. So your final answer, right here, negative gradient here, 6 over 5, but minus 6 over 5. You can think like that, right? It can be fraction, it's okay. You can make this to decimal, like 1.2, -1.2, but it's okay. Keep like this, it's okay, right? Now y-intercept, very simple, because here we have graph, no, where your graph meet the y-axis, at that point y value, at that point y value is the y-intercept. So here y value is, this is your graph, this is y-axis, it meet at here, both intersect here, at that point y value is -2, so that's why y-intercept, right, y-intercept will be -2. Right, now you know the both gradient and y-intercept, so that's why just write like in this format, y equal mx plus c, m you know, c you know, so that's why you can write the equation. But the here m is -6 over 5 x, and then c will become -2, c is -2. Someone can write here plus and then -2, but again if you multiply these two, it will be -2. So your final answer you can write like this, for the y equal -6 over 5x -2, right? That's the equation of this graph. Okay, now think they give 2-point coordinate like this, right? Only 2-point coordinate, and they ask the equation. They ask to find equation. How to do this, right? Like now earlier there was graph, so after we found gradient and easily we can find intercept, y-intercept. But here it little difficult. Like I told you earlier, if there are any coordinate, here x value is 0, then y will be the y-intercept. But here there's no x value is 0, here 2, here 6, so we can't tell y-intercept is what. So we need to find that also. So first let's see find the gradient, right? Gradient. So what I will do, I will find the gradient first. So I will use the formula y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Here I will subtract, I will get here, this one has y1, this is x2, right? Here y2, here x2, like that. Then from this I will subtract this, that means 12 subtract, here y value is 4, right? Over here x value is 6, from 6 I will subtract here x value 2. So here will be what, the 12 minus 4 mean 8, here 6 minus 2 mean 4. So here your final answer 2. That means gradient is 2. Now we know this format. This format must be like this. But the right, y equal mx plus c, and now gradient we know, right? So that's why we can write y, m is 2, so you can m replace it 2x plus c, right? Now we need to find c, y-intercept. So what you can do, one of this coordinate, one of this point coordinate, that means this or this, doesn't matter, you can replace with x and y, right? Here x and y, then you can find c, right? Okay, I will use here this point coordinate. Here y is 4, x is 2, so for the y I will write 4, for the x, here x is 2 now, so you need to use same point, that's the thing here. You can't use here y value, here x value, like that. You need to use, if you use here y value, you need to use x value also the same point. That's the rule. 2 plus c. Now here will be 4, here 2 into 2 again 4, here c. Now when you make c subject, you have to bring this 4 to here, so it will be 4 minus 4, so your answer will be here 0. Now c equals 0, so that's why your intercept, y-intercept is 0. So you can write your equation, but the y equal m into 2x, c also become 0. So you don't need to write this, just you can write y equal 2x. That is your equation for the this 2 point, right? That's the idea. This is the equation. Okay, now think they give gradient and 1-point coordinate. For example, think I will get has gradient 1, 1-point coordinate I will get has 3 comma 8, right? That means x value 3, y value is 8, like this. They give gradient and also 1-point coordinate. Now they ask the equation. So how to do this? Again, very simple idea. We write the our format, what, the y equal mx plus c, right? Now we can do this way, but we need to find c intercept. Now we know the gradient, right? So like we did earlier, you can write y equal for the y I will write the y value of this coordinate, and for the x I will put x coordinate, and for the m I will put what they given, gradient. Then we can find c. It's like substituting value for a equation, right? Like that. So here y is 8 equal m is 1, right, into x is 3. Now plus c. Now we need to find c. So here will be 8, here will be 3. Right, now how to make C subject? 3 be into here. So 8 minus 3. And then 8 minus 3 means 5. So here C will be 5. So your final equation, you can write what the y equal gradient is 1 no 1x or just x, it's okay, and plus 5. C is 5 no. So this is the equation for this question. If they give gradient is 1 and what the 1 point coordinates like this, you can find equation like this. Okay, think like this, like we did earlier. In now they give like this, what the 1 point coordinate and y-intercept, right? Now how to find the equation, right? So write again same way, y equal mx plus c, right? Our format, because this is a linear equations, linear graph. So you can write this way. Then they must tell that this is a linear equation. Anyway, here y value replace with y value, x value replace with x value, and c replace with what the value they given. Then you can find m, that means gradient. It's not big deal, right? M we need to find, so we don't know. X value is 2 and c is 1. Sorry, c you need to replace with 1, right? C they given no. Now you need to find what is the m. So here 9, when I bring this plus 1 to here, it will be minus 1, and here 2m or m2. Then here will be 8, here 2m, divide both side by 2, so your m will be what the 4, right? Now gradient is 4. So now we have c and also m. So we can write equation like this, what the y equal m mean 4, 4 x c mean plus 1. So this is the c mean plus 1. So you can write here plus 1, right? That's the equation. So keep mind, when you have 1 point coordinate and gradient or intercept, then you can find the other thing. When they give 1 point coordinate and gradient, you can find intercept, and also if they give 1 point coordinate and also intercept, you can find the gradient. Keep mind, this is the method to do that. Okay, here try to understand, when you look this graph, I mean this line and this line, you can understand something. Here this both line, I mean this one and this one, parallel to each other. Now here I don't need to explain what is the parallel mean. Between these two line, if you check the perpendicular distance, it's same, here to here, here to here, distance is same. So this is a parallel line. When you have two parallel line on graph, two parallel graph, linear graph, this one and this one parallel, here is the equation of that two line. You can see something here also, what the this one gradient, this equation gradient equal to this one gradient. That means keep mind, this is a very important thing. When you have line, graph parallel to each other, all of them must have same gradient, right? Now this one has the 2, this one has plus 2. Here consider sign also, it's very important. This is plus 2, this also plus 2, right? Then this 2 has same gradient, that means these two parallel. Keep mind, that's a very important thing again regarding graph. Okay, another thing you should understand, what the now look, this two line, this two graph, those are like this way, right? This way, or this way slant, this way slant. That mean we can tell in other way, these line make acute angle with the plus side of x-axis. Now here plus side of the x-axis, with that if you consider this line, this angle is a acute angle, and this one also it's make acute angle, this one, because it's this way slant, right? When you have like this way a graph, or we call it make acute angle with the plus side of x-axis. It has plus gradient. Now these are plus gradient, right? But if you consider this two line, it make with the plus side of x-axis, it is obtuse angle. This one, right? This line and also this line. If you consider this line, right, is obtuse angle. When you make obtuse angle, those has minus gradient. Here minus 2, here this one has minus 3, negative 3. This is negative 2. That's why, because those lines are slant like this way. If this way, then it's y-axis, but if little slant like this, then gradient must be negative. If slant like little bit this way, then it must be plus gradient. Keep mind that. Or you can consider like this. What the x-axis plus side, with the x-axis plus side, it will make, if it is make acute angle, then gradient must be plus. If it's make obtuse angle with the x-axis plus side like this, those has negative gradient. Keep mind, that's also very important thing. Sometime they ask this question, what they tell there's a line, they will tell a name for that. Normally line S, line L, like that, it parallel to this line, parallel to this line, and it passes through this point, like that they will tell. Now for example thing I will give, this is the they ask another line, it parallel to this one. They tell this one equation, right? uh, Line S parallel to this line, like in this question, line S parallel to this line and passes through the let's we get like 1 comma 6. They tell like that, line S parallel to this line and passes through this point. And now they ask what the equation of line S. It mean like this, now think, if you got like this, now this equation here, this is the line, and there's another line, it parallel to this one. This is the line S, it parallel to this, and it passes through the 1.6. That means this point, it's go through this point. Now they ask what the equation of this, like that. Now I need to explain to you, that's why I make this graph and show you. But normally in question they not show a graph for you, just they tell line is parallel to this line and passes through this point, find the equation of line S. So let's see do how to do. So here also very simple idea, because this line and line S in parallel, no, that means this gradient is same for both line. That means line S also has same gradient 2. So that's why we can write line S like this. What the y equal gradient is, gradient must be 2, no, so that's why 2x and plus c. We don't know what the intercept, right? Because if you have graph, you need to extend till to meet y-axis and you can find the y-intercept, but here you can't. So what you need to do, you need to write the equation. We know line S also has same gradient because these two parallel, that's why we write like this. Then substitute this value to x and y, then you can obtain c. Then after you can write the equation. So I will do that way. Y I will replace with 6, and here 2 into x is 1, right? Now let's see, find c is how much. Here 6, here will be 2, and here c. Then 2 bring to here, 6 minus 2 equals c. So c equal 4. 6 minus 2, 4. Like that. So now you know gradient and c. That's why we can write the equation y gradient we got from this equation, because line S also has the same gradient 2. So we write 2x, and now c, we know c is plus 4, so we'll write plus 4. Now this is the equation of line S, right? That's the idea. Now here this is the gradient and this is the c, right? Or we call y-intercept. Now this is the equation of line S. Okay, another one very important thing, but when you have two line, perpendicular to each other. Now you can see here this line and this line, when they intersect, when they cut here, make a 90-degree angle. That means these two we can call as perpendicular to each other. When that kind of situation, we have a something very important. What the now think this one gradient, this line equation is this, no, that gradient is 2. So that gradient to multiply with this line gradient, because this line perpendicular to this line, so this one gradient is minus half, so multiply with minus half. So what the answer here? Check 2 to 2 cut, your answer will be minus 1. So that's why it's a very important connection. Remember, when you have two lines perpendicular to each other, if you multiply the gradient, normally we tell like this: gradient 1, that means m1, into gradient 2, it will be equal to minus 1. Remember this connection, right? It's very important one. When you have two lines perpendicular to each other, if you multiply the gradient of that two equation, it must equal to minus 1. Remember, it's very important thing. That means if you have this way two line, it will always this way. But if you multiply two gradient, this two gradient, then it will equal to minus 1. Okay, now let's see consider this question. What they tell line S perpendicular to this line and passes through this point, what the 2 comma 3, right? That means line S perpendicular to this line and also passes through this point. Now we need to know only line S gradient. We know how to get it with the previous method, but now they tell no, line S perpendicular to this one. That's why this gradient multiply with the line S gradient, it must be equal to minus 1. So we will use that formula, that thing. But the m1 into m2 must be equal to minus 1. So that's why here m1, right? m1, let's we get as this one, or the minus 1 over 3, negative minus over 3. Then m2 here, then must be equal to minus 1. So using this, let's we find m2, right? Now to remove this 3, I will multiply this side by 3. Here also I will multiply by 3. Then this 3 to this 3 cut. Here will be minus 1 m2 equal minus 3. Then both side divide by minus 1, right? Here what the answer? Then it will be equal to m2 will be equal to plus 3, right? Now we know the gradient of line S, right? If I explain to you this one, it's like this. Now this is the our line. Line S is like this, right? It perpendicular to this line, right? And it passes through this point, what the 2 comma 3. So now they ask to make equation of this line. That's the idea. So this line and this line perpendicular, so we know this gradient into this one gradient, it must make equal to minus 1. That's why we use it and get this one gradient. Now like we did earlier, now we know the gradient and it passes through this point. So like we did earlier, we can write what the equation y equal normal this one, y equal mx plus c. Using that, here y gradient is 3, no, now we know it, x 3x plus c, we need to get c now. So we can replace x with this x value like we did earlier, this y with this y value. Is it now this is line s passes through this point, no, that's why we can do that way. So here y replaced with 3 and x replaced with 2. Now let's see find c is how. C is what? Now here will be 3, here will be 6. Then if you need to make C subject, bring this 6 to here. So it will be 3 minus 6 and here C. Then here will be what the 6 minus 3 mean, 3 minus 6 mean 3 minus 6 mean it will be minus 3. So C is minus 3. Now we know gradient and y-intercept both of the line S. So that's why we can write final answer. But the equation of line is y equal gradient is 3 no plus 3 no 3x. C is minus 3. So here C should be minus 3. This is the equation of line S.